Hey everybody, and welcome to video 4. In this video we will be taking a look at the where statement. Now there is so much to cover because, as you can imagine, filtering data is a huge strength of a data management system. Over the next few videos we'll be looking very deeply into the where statement and then covering minor pieces later on. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Alrighty, so in the description there are two downloads. One of them is for this specific file, which I have to give it to you as a download because YouTube does not like these characters in the description. And then the other one is to drop and recreate this table. Nothing has changed from the last couple videos, but we want to just go ahead, open, and drop and create to make sure you and I are on the same page. If you haven't modified any data, you can skip this step. So on to the next file. These are the comparisons that we'll be working with today. And first, we have to write our select statement from the previous video. So let's just do select star from tblPerson. And we can go ahead and run that. So thinking about a file, if I had a person file and I wanted to filter the data, I would have to highlight the column headers, enable my filtering, and then go in and select what I'd want filtered. So I'm looking for blue eye color. And then I'd have to go to another file, do the same thing, say, oh, okay, so blue eye color, person ID 3, person ID 7, just keep going down the list. This is a very tedious process, and that's where databases in general really shine, is taking all of these separate files or tables and putting them together and filtering them and answering the questions you have or the requests you have. So filtering is a huge part of SQL. And how we filter is you think of one way to ask for data. So I want to see all the people, select everything from tblPerson, where their eye color is blue. So using that where statement, we could just say where the eye color equals blue. Instead of saying have blue eyes, is another way to think of have, well, is really a where statement, where blue eyes, where eye color equals blue. Right now, SQL is telling me that this is wrong. It's giving me a red underline squiggly under blue. So if I run this, it's going to tell me why it's wrong, and it's saying it cannot find a column named blue. I've expanded the table, the person table over here, and yeah, there is no column named blue. So this is kind of our first step into programming terminology, programming concepts, is at the basic level. Don't yell at me for dates and bits and all that stuff, but at the most basic level, we have numbers and non-numbers. Numbers, we can just have a number there. But non-numbers, as you can tell, SQL doesn't like that. So if we think of a story, and inside of a book we're reading, or just the character is saying something, the character, let's see, I'm going to the store, she said. We have the character's voice, and every time in your book, when a character says something, we really have that double quotes around what they're saying. So it's very similar to SQL, where we are the character. So if we're saying, and we're talking about strings, not numbers, so text, anything that's not just a number, we have to be that character. So we have to wrap the thing we're looking for in single quotes, similar to, how we would write if we were writing a book. So now if I run this, per line, SQL is asking this question: is the eye color blue? And if the answer is yes, SQL will show you that data. So this is blue, this is blue, this is blue. So that's how you can think of a where statement. And we're going to be asking many questions or just one question. And every time SQL says yes, you will see that data. If SQL is like, no, I can't answer that question, or that's an invalid question, we won't see that data. Another way, just to confuse everybody, if you ask a question that has nothing to do with the table, does 1 equal 1? Every single row SQL is going to ask, does 1 equal 1? And it's always right. It's always true. So executing this, you will always get all of your data back. So it's a per row question in the where statement. So let's go back to iColor equals blue, and let's start talking about our comparators. So we're really familiar with these from school. X is greater than Y, or 6 is greater than 3, 9 is less than 12. This is all that works in SQL with numbers, but it also works with text. So if I change blue to gray, and I say iColor is greater than gray and run it, I still get data back, because SQL is going to look at this column of text data and organize it like it was a dictionary. So we don't have amber, blue, or brown because B is before G, but GRA, we have green, GRE, because green comes after gray in a dictionary. So these comparisons also work with strings to the point where we can actually just say greater than G and get gray, because G and then GR comes after that and GRA comes after that. But if we do equals, it has to match. So iColor equals G, we won't get anything. iColor equals gray, and we get our data. So going back to this being a question by level or by row, we can compare two different columns in here. So we have iColor and hair color. So every single row, SQL is going to ask, does the iColor match the hair color? So we can execute this, and we do get some data where the iColor is the same as the hair color. On the other side of that, we have a not operator. And the not operator is an exclamation point. So if we just said iColor not hair color, SQL doesn't really understand that. We have to give it another comparator, not equals, not greater than, or not less than. So it's not equals, not greater than, and not less than. And it's really weird, is not less than, it's technically just greater than or equals to, but some people may want to approach it from a different mindset. And SQL allows you to approach things from so many different angles that it supports that. You don't have to have this single way of thinking. Some people will say greater than or equal to. Some people will say not less than. Both of them are correct. But if we run not equals to, we have 100 rows here minus 6, we'd have 94 records returned. And that is correct. We do. So this is just the basic where statement, where we have all of our comparators that we're used to, equals, understanding that if we are looking for a specific value, we have to quote it as if we are the character in the story speaking aloud. And just the where statement is asking SQL a question, and it will return the data per row that it can answer that question yes to. So in the description, there's a link to a video I put together. It has 4 practice problems in it, along with this data set. I highly recommend as an extra exercise that you go and, do these practice exercises, because it will help you progress to continually do these things, to try different things. Because, if you take too much time off, you might forget what you've done, and then you're going to waste a lot of time trying to relearn it. So it's best to just keep going and get a lot of different problems to solve. So thank you again for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment. And if you need help, I'll try to help you out. Like and subscribe. And yeah, hope you enjoy. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.